All right, Josh, the position spot rooms are over, and now it's time to get into the training camp battle preview. By the time you see this episode, rookies will already be in training camp, but veterans have not yet reported. We are about to break down some of our favorite camp battles coming up for the Miami Dolphins training camp. We cannot wait. Regular season. The preseason's almost here. The regular season's just around the corner. It's football time.
Yeah. Welcome to the 305 Gridiron. Anthony and Josh in the zone. They just slid on, breaking down plays all day. That's the biz on. Every snap, every trap, every blitz on. Talk turf, talk tape, talk pride. From the tailgate smoke to the goal line drive. Aqua Ace cooking heat when the mics turn up. If you're repping Miami, put your hands right up. Hey, this the 305 Gridiron. Dolphins talk, we live it up. Anthony and Josh, Aqua Ace, yeah, they light it up.
Fins up, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the 305 Gridiron. I got my boy Josh, a.k.a. Aqua Ace, over here to the left. I'm Anthony Pinzone, and we are about to talk Miami Dolphins training camp. That's right. The off-season playlist is complete. The 2026 season playlist begins right now as we preview the training camp battles for Miami Dolphins 2026 training camp. Josh, what do you say we talk dates before we get into the actual battles themselves?
Let's do it.
So the rookies report to training camp on July 21st. This episode comes out July 22nd. So the rookies are now in camp if you are just watching this on July 22nd. The veterans don't report to camp until the 28th. So the rookies get a full week of camp before the veterans show up. And then there are public practices scattered between August 2nd and August 20th. If you are in the 305 and you want to catch a practice, go on over to the MiamiDolphins.com. They have the full schedule there of which practices will be open to the public.
Well done,
Josh
sir.
and I being in the Northeast likely won't be there. But
sad face. It's horrible.
If we become popular enough, maybe one day we will have a meet and greet at Dolphins
At the very least, they can probably get us media passes if you're interested.
Yes. Very. Okay, moving on to our training camp. What does training camp mean? Haven't we already had this, Josh? What are we talking about? Training camp's over. No, it's not. That was mini camp. That was voluntary mini camp and mandatory mini camp and rookie mini camp. Lots of mini camps. The main difference is the training camp goes for a few weeks, whereas mini camp goes for a few days. Get it? Mini camp? Right, here we are. So the Dolphins training camp has a lot of position battles, to say the least. If you have watched any of our position spotlights, you have heard us mention it probably a dozen times at this point, that we cannot wait for training camp to talk about the different position battles that are going to happen. Now, Josh, while we are breaking down training camp today on July 29th, the day after veterans report to training camp, we also report to our live episodes of the 305 Gridiron returning to YouTube on July 29th and continuing for the rest of the season. So you could say that we are reporting with the veterans.
Hey,
as
look at
we
that.
jump into our regular season as well. Hey, man, first position on the list, I wouldn't have it any other way. It's now, once again, the most important position on our offensive line now that we're back to having a righty quarterback. And that is the left tackle position, dude. Patrick Paul seemingly has this position locked up. We talked a lot about it in the offensive line spotlight. But what if he doesn't? Is the big question mark on my mind. I fully believe him to be entering, I think, year 3 to be the best version of Patrick Paul that we have seen. And I think that it would take Kaden Proctor being a god amongst men to take over this position from him. And it seems incredibly unlikely. But the question still stands, is Paul ready? I feel like he needs to be ready this year to prove he's the long-term answer. Teron Armstead thinks so. I think the previous coaching staff thought so. This new coaching staff is coming in with preconceived notions that he could be. But what does he have to do this year? And what do you want to see specifically in training camp to know that, like, okay, yeah, he's at least where he needs to be?
Yeah, honestly, I don't know. I'm not as worried about him as some are. I just want to see consistent growth.
Yeah.
he made an awesome jump from really only starting 2 games, I think, his rookie year. Albeit he was behind Terron Armstead. You're not going to start, buddy. And that wasn't the expectation. So coming in last year and locking, I mean, he had a bad game towards the end of the year, but for the most part and the majority of the season, played really, really well. And I don't know. Like, it's really, for me, it's less about Patrick Paul versus somebody else taking his job and Patrick Paul versus expectations for himself. But I will say this. I don't think there are maybe 2 positions on this entire team that are guaranteed. And he is about as close as you can get to being the third.
Yeah.
But nothing's given. And so we need to see, I mean, who do you think could challenge him, if you will?
I think the only potential challenger would have to be Kaden Proctor. A similar size, similar skill set, similar strength. Like, if Proctor ends up being as elite of a talent as our staff believes him to be, that's the only guy I think could challenge Paul at left tackle. I wanted to clarify that I don't believe that to be the case, but we don't know, right? We don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I personally think and I know you do too, and I know this is just for the show, for the most part. But I mean,
yes.
I don't mean to speak for you, but I do. I can confidently say I think you and I both think he's the long-term answer at left tackle for the Dolphins.
Yeah, let's roll this into the entire offensive line while we're here, because training camp battle on the offensive line is going to be a thing of beauty. Because I truly will know if Paul and Brewer have these positions locked down just based on how much they're really doing, right? They're going to go out there. Training camp's a lot of drills and a lot of media stuff, a lot of locker room stuff, meeting room stuff and things of that nature. So if they have this lockdown and we're truly watching these other guys to see who steps up, I'm curious where's your starting 5 at, and who are the ones that are the most up in the air?
So what am I today?
Who's your starting rotation at offensive line right now?
So from left to right, I think it's Patrick Paul, Kaden Proctor, Brewer, Savannah at right guard, which is real close with Sawyer at right guard. And to start the season, Austin Jackson. Week 2 could be a whole different story with him if he's healthy. But I think that is the biggest, fastest, strongest, most athletic at every position, with a combination of youth, talent, veteran leadership. And it would be an offensive line that I could really get behind and be excited about.
Yeah.
What about you?
I have the same starting 5 right now, where I think the left is kind of locked up. I think Brewer, of course, is the starting center. There's not even any competition if he wasn't. Patrick Paul, I agree, mostly has that left tackle position locked down. Proctor slides in at left guard. They said they're going to play him all over, so I expect we'll see him at a variety of positions throughout training camp. I don't know if we'll see him at a variety of positions throughout preseason. That would surprise me a little bit. But at least in training camp, we will. And then I think Savannah, Sawyer, Charlie Heck, Austin Jackson, and the slew of other guys. We got DJ Campbell, who's another rookie. Realistically, it's Savannah and Jackson. They're the 2 more talented players there. But Sawyer comes in with this expectation that he's going to be able to compete for a starting role. Savannah hasn't earned anything after a really rough rookie season and drafted by a different regime. I think the right guard is the most open position on the offensive line right now.
100%.
Yeah.
1000%. Yes. It's hard because he had a rough rookie season, he being Savannah.
Yeah.
With multiple asterisks. We're talking about a team that was in shambles, rotating quarterbacks, playing at not only at a position, but on the complete opposite end, opposite side of the offensive line from where he started in college. A rookie. I mean, there's so many things that were against him, and justifiably why he had a bad season, but it's still not what you want to see. But to your point, you're not forgiven
Right.
I mean, sorry, like you are what you are, what you put on paper. What have you done for me lately? So come in
Yeah.
and I think Sawyer is a hell of a player. I
Mhm.
mean, I would not be surprised if Sawyer's is a week 1, day 1 starter at right guard. I think Sawyer is too valuable to be pegged as a starter because he can play everywhere except for
Yeah.
center. He's good. He's played everywhere. Go look at his career in the NFL. He's played at every position except for center. And so I think he's too valuable as a swing tackle or as a swing sixth offensive lineman. It's like that multi-toolsy kind of player to put him in as a starter. But I do think it's going to be a hell of a battle at that right guard position.
Yeah, it feels really good to have some depth too. Like whether
Mhm.
Sawyer or Savaniah starts at right guard, the other one is the sixth man,
Yeah.
right? And then you have Charlie Heck, who has a ton of starts under his belt, as another depth piece, and that
Mhm.
gives you 7 linemen already. And then like DJ Campbell and Kevin Klein and Jim Boniface, a late round pick and Campbell, and then 2 undrafted guys fighting for the potential 8th and final spot there. It feels like the best position we've been in at the offensive line
Agreed.
since when we had, the left tackle who went to Houston,
Oh, Tunsil.
Tunsil, since we had Tunsil and then Robert Hunt,
Mhm.
and that offensive line was really good. Austin Jackson was on that offensive line as well.
He played really
Um,
well. Yeah.
Such an anomaly, Jackson, man. Like he must be such a frustrating guy to coach
He's got
and
everything you want in a player. You know what I mean?
is
Size,
the
speed.
talent's there.
Ugh.
It's just it's never there, you know?
Well, he's never there. The talent's there.
Right. Yeah.
It's going to be a hell of a season because I mean, I don't know where you sit, but if you had to bet your house on you can choose the number of positions, but choose a number of positions across the offensive line and the players that you would lock in, how many would you say are guaranteed starters day 1 and who are they?
4.
Okay. Oh, that's more than I thought.
Yeah, I think Patrick Paul's locked. I think Proctor will be locked quickly at left guard.
Mhm.
Brewer's locked at center. And love him or hate him, Austin Jackson's locked in at right tackle. I mean, he's the best right tackle we have on the roster. If you don't like him, that's fine. I totally get it. But he's the last remaining first-round pick from that 2020 draft. He has played some pretty good seasons.
Mhm.
His problem is health. He's often played poorly when he's tried to play through injury. So he's not like an Iron Man like that can play well through injury. He just
That's a good
can't.
call out.
So I think like if Charlie Heck let's just put it this way. If Charlie Heck beat out Austin Jackson for the starting right tackle position, I would be shocked.
Yeah.
Legitimately shocked.
And I'll be honest with you, you are doing better than I am. I only have 3. If I was betting all of my life savings, my house, everything on who I think is going to be a day 1 starter, it's only 3 people.
Yeah.
And it's Paul, it's Proctor, it's the left side to the center.
Yeah.
I think the right guard and the right tackle I think Austin Jackson, if healthy, is probably the most talented player we have. But if Charlie Heck, for example, or Sawyer, who plays tackle, for example, comes in and is anything close to Austin Jackson throughout the kind of, training camp, they have a better history of staying on the field. So I'll be real curious to see if this coaching staff, who have no ties to Austin Jackson whatsoever, if they're like, you know what, dude, like we'll take the slightly lesser talented player that gives us peace of mind that they're going to play all, 16, 17, 18 games if we make the playoffs.
The big question I think I have here on the offensive line is we know they're going to move Proctor around at first. They're going to put him all over. They're going to get him.
I don't.
I don't
know that.
I know that. I think they will. They will. At least in training camp. We're talking training camp right now. Preseason might be a completely different story.
Of course. I don't know that they do though. I think that they settle on a rookie in a position. They might move him around next offseason when Austin Jackson's on the roster.
I think they want to see where he's most comfortable. I think they know that he's played multiple positions in college, and I think they want to see. Let's throw him at right tackle for a day or two. Let's throw him at right guard let's see where he seems the most comfortable. More than likely left guard because he's mostly played the left side in college. Uh, but like, there's this itch in the back of my head that's like, what if he's actually really good at right tackle? Like, what do they do, right? Because guard is arguably more important right now with Achane being the entire offense. Do they say, well, he's playing really impressive football at right tackle. We really think we can make him into something here.
Mhm.
And they put him there and they put lesser talents at guard, or do they go, it's last year on Austin Jackson's deal. Let's leave him at right tackle. We'll slide Proctor over if he gets hurt. Like, I'm really curious to see how they handle that whole thing.
It's gonna be interesting.
It's crazy, man.
I mean, I am so avidly against specifically rookie linemen coming in and them being like, all right, we're gonna move you around everywhere and see where you fit. Like, I don't know. Like, I get the logic, right?
Mhm.
Let's see where the rookie fits best in the NFL. It's a whole different
Right.
beast. But like, I just keep going back to players like Liam Eichenberg, who
Mhm.
was never a star out of college, out of Notre Dame,
Still a second round pick, though.
but came in and was like, "Oh, we're gonna put you at right tackle. We're gonna put you at right guard." And then 2 weeks later, we're gonna put you at left tackle for no reason. We're gonna put you at center for some god awful reason. Then we're gonna put you back at left tackle. Then we're gonna put you at right guard. And it was just like the bro couldn't fucking like settle in and learn anything. And
That's
it
what I mean. Like,
terrifies me.
I wouldn't want to see it bleed into the preseason. I
Yeah,
would want it to be solidified by the end of maybe even by the end of the first week in training camp. Like, I would just
sure.
want to see, like, we've put him at a bunch of stuff. We've talked to him. We've gotten his opinion on where he likes to play, where he feels the most
Mhm,
comfortable. We have an idea of where we like him to play and where we think he's most comfortable. And like, let's come to an agreement.
mhm.
And okay, this is where you're going to play. Now become the absolute best version of that position that you could ever be.
Yeah, and for me, it's also like they show so much conviction in everything that they decide to do
Mhm.
that seeing them kind of fluctuate him around the offensive line and like we're gonna play
Yeah.
him here, we're gonna see like to me that shows a lack of conviction
Mhm.
in a way. That's a little troubling for a player that you took ahead of Ruben Bain Jr. and you traded away
Sure.
from,
Yeah.
Caleb Downs. So it's one of those things where it's like I hope, and again, who the fuck am I? Right.
Right.
But I hope you had a vision for this player before you turned in his name. You were all very excited. We've seen the videos, we've seen the media, we've seen the reports. I'm excited for him.
Yeah.
I have to hope that they were like, this dude is a 10-year starter at insert position. I don't give a fuck where, well, to your point, I don't care what position it is, but I just don't want to see him bounce around because rookies have such a finite amount of time to figure shit out before you're
So
thrusted in the
little time
fire.
now. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if you don't, and with egos and fragile mental states for some players, or whatever the case is, like you just don't want to risk turning what could be a very good 10-year veteran into a wishy-washy Liam Eichenberg because you bounced him around a lot, even for a week or two. You know what I mean?
Fair.
But we'll see. We'll see.
Hey man, another position room. We actually just did an episode on this last week,
Mhm.
but it's wide open and it deserves at least mentioning here in the training camp battles, and that's got to be the cornerback room.
Yeah.
We have a slew of young talent. I think my grade for confidence level in this room was a D,
Yeah. Mine wasn't
fairly
much better.
low. Yeah, I think you were at a C minus, so you're right
Mhm.
there with me. We bring in Chris Johnson, 27th overall pick in this draft out of San Diego State University, a guy who is really, a lot of people are really, really excited about him. We have Storm Duck coming back from injury.
Mhm.
Pretty much we have everybody else coming back from injury.
Juju Brents, Jason Marshall. Yeah. I mean, tons of
Yeah.
good names.
I mentioned in that episode that I think my three starters from day one are Chris Johnson and Storm Duck on the outside with Jason Marshall Jr. returning to the nickel role. There's a chance maybe Kyle Lewis sneaks in there.
Mhm.
I don't know. We'll see. What do we like? I guess in training camp it's tough, right? Because they're just
Sure.
doing little drills and stuff like that. But how do they separate themselves in this camp battle to be like, okay, preseason week 1,
It's these guys.
it's these 3, right? Like how does somebody that was on our roster bubble, who we're
Mhm.
not even really considering a threat to start, what do they have to do here to be like, joke's on you, my name's AJ Green and I'm actually playing the first preseason game, right?
Yeah, like Lewis Moore, starter.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Honestly, I think it's consistency. I know it's such a cliche term. You hear it all the time. It's very kind of thrown around, very wishy-washy. But I think for a position room that's so open, it's all right. Day one, you come in, you're here, wherever here is.
Mhm.
Day two, when you come in, did you take a step forward? Day three, did you take a step forward? Step forward, step forward, step forward.
Right.
Then can you take everything, all of those steps that you took from Monday to Saturday and put it into practice on Sunday? And good, bad, or indifferent. I don't really
Yeah.
care. Like for preseasons or training camps, I don't give a shit about stats.
Right.
What I want to see is process. What I want to see is you learn something, you put it into process. I don't care how ugly it is or how bad it is. I just want to see the process. And then when you go back to it, I don't want you to make the same mistakes again. And you have to think that is what, I mean, we're in a position now where this roster is ugly, and it's ugly on purpose because we needed to eat our medicine on a lot of things. We needed to clean out some stuff. We need to get rid of some aging veteran, high bloated salaries. We needed to bring in some youth. I just read or listened to something. So I forgot what podcast it was, but they said Miami, I think we're number 4 in the league in youth from an average age.
That's shocking. How are we not 1? Right?
Well, but last year I think we were middle of the tier, and the year before.
Old.
Well, and the year before that, we were the oldest team or the second oldest team or whatever it was in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
So there's going to be growing pains. There's going to be people are going to step on their own dicks. Like it's going to happen, right? They're going to make mistakes. But I think to earn the trust of this staff to be a day one preseason week 1 starter, you got to show consistency. You got to show growth. And I'm really curious to see specifically how Chris Johnson kind of coming out of SDSU, first round draft pick. I mean, you know this. Like, what are your thoughts?
I want to see them getting better against the veteran receivers because these young guys, I know Jalen Tolbert, Tutu Atwell, Malik Washington, these are not elite wide receivers, but in a training camp against, like, they will look like all Madden versions of wide receivers versus rookie versions of players, right? So, like, I want to see you get burned by Tolbert and then go and get in his ear and say, what the hell did I do wrong there? Right?
Yeah.
Like, what did you do to me? What did you see? What
did you do to me?
Right. Like, how did you get past me I didn't even see it coming. Like, they need to be, I want to see that consistency. Like when we're reading the notes and stuff from Travis Wingfield, does a great job just typing up virtually awesome. Every play from training camp. I want to see that, like, the next time a throw is made to Tolbert against that same guy, whoever it is, it's either broken up or it's improved. It's an improved coverage.
Yeah,
like
that I think that's in his pocket this time. That you
right.
Yeah.
Like if you can consistently get better against the veterans before you get to preseason, because preseason you're going to be facing the other bullshit guys, right? You're going to face the 3rd, 4th, 5th guys. Like if you look good in the preseason, who the hell cares? Like you and I have fallen for that 1,000 times already. We've been doing podcasting. This is our 3rd or 4th year, and we've learned at this point that if you look good in the preseason, that doesn't mean anything.
Nope, not a fucking thing.
Because you are not playing real NFL players in the preseason.
Yeah, that's not CeeDee Lamb that you're going against right there, buddy. No. That's Terrence Marshall.
Right. So they need to get those reps in now against our veterans and get ready so that when they do go and face a guy who's better than the guys we have eventually, like in week 4 against Minnesota, they at least have some bit of preparedness,
Agreed. I mean, who do you think, if you had to pick somebody now, which I know is tough. We haven't seen a lot of these guys. We don't know we don't even know what kind of defense we're running. No. But like, if you had to like really think about it and say, you know what, this is the guy that I think who really kind of busts out of this whole mishmash of players. Who do you think it's going to be? First,
hard to say. I
it could
think
be a rookie. It could be Storm Duck. It could be Juju Brown. I mean, anyone. Like, who do you
I
think
think
it's gonna be?
early on, like especially the back half guys, like
Mhm.
I think the guys who have experience are going to look good in the first couple weeks. Like Daryl Baker Jr., Marco Wilson, both coming from careers with other teams. They have veteran presence already. They're gonna be ahead of everybody right from the get go. I'm looking for the gritty ones, man.
Yeah.
I'm looking for I want to see Storm and Jason Marshall especially. I want to see vast improvement. If I don't see vast improvement, I'm concerned already.
Yeah.
Like,
I agree with that.
I mean, Jason's going into year 2, so maybe he gets a little bit of a pass, but I still want to see improvement. Storm, you're going into year 3, bud. What's going on here?
Yeah.
Like, either shit or get off the pot, right? Like, are you going to
Yeah.
be a good corner in this league, or are you just going to be a special teamer? Like, we need to know at this point.
It's a good call out.
Oh, baby.
I'm excited about this one.
I just saw the next one.
I'm
Yeah.
excited about
Okay.
this one. When I put this one on the list, I was like, oh, juicy.
We've talked 2 training camp battles so far. We talked the offensive line. We talked the cornerback room.
Mhm.
We're heading to the offense for the first time. We haven't done offense since Spotlight.
Weeks.
Offensive line Spotlight was weeks ago. And we just did offensive line, but we haven't done position like skill group.
Mhm.
I think it's been 6 weeks or something like that.
That's crazy.
The running back room behind Devon Achane. Jalen Wright, Ollie Gordon, Donovan Edwards, who is a not decorated, but a very solid back for the Michigan Wolverines for four years straight. Ollie Gordon, who was absolutely a decorated collegiate athlete. Crazy. And then Jalen Wright, who came in as a super jacked, fast like version of Achane.
Out of Tennessee. Yep.
Right. Like take Achane and put it into a jacked person's body. And as Jalen Wright, he just doesn't have the vision that Achane has.
Not even close.
Or the elusiveness. So
or the talent.
These guys are battling for RB2, RB3, potentially RB4 if we keep a fourth one, unlikely. But the why we put this on the list though is the frustrating part about the previous regime is how much they rotated these 3 guys. I say 3 because Achane was part of a fucking rotation, which was infuriating.
Criminal. As a dynasty owner, it is criminal.
Given the talent gap between Achane and then Wright Gordon, I don't understand why you would ever do a rotation of any kind. It's not like we had Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery back there. So it's Wright versus Gordon to me. Edwards, I want to see what he has. He's had an ability, like he's got some opportunity here to at least make the practice squad because we do have some guys who are injury prone at running back. But are we gonna finally lock in an RB2?
I think so. And I know who I would pick. It's far and away Ollie Gordon for me. Because you have to we're talking about who complements Achane the best.
Yeah.
What is Achane? Awesome vision. Lightning quick. Can run between the tackles if needed. Right? One cut, one juke, very deep. Pretty good at it. Yeah. It is an awesome receiver, but is not an overly physical running back. He can lower his shoulder. It's not a knock on him. I think, you guys all know I love Achane. And when I look at Wright, who's understandably bigger than Achane, and I look at Ollie Gordon to me has the collegiate resume and has the body type to be, and I fucking hate using this analogy, but the thunder to lightning. I can't stand that analogy. It's so overplayed. But Ollie Gordon's what? I think he's 6'1" or 6'2".
6'2", 225.
Yeah, it's like 225, yeah. And he ran like a 4 or like a 4.2 or a 4.3 or a 4.4 40. So he's got speed. He's massive. And then you look at what he did at Oklahoma. Is it Oklahoma State? I think it's Oklahoma State.
It was Oklahoma State.
Yeah.
Yep.
And not the year we drafted him last year, but the year before that, he was the number 1 running back in the NCAA in yardage
by a long shot.
Not even close. Yeah. Right. And we got him
trophy finalist and all.
I think he had like 1,700 yards or something like that. I mean, it's something stupid.
Total, it was like 2,400 or something.
Yeah.
Like it was nuts.
I really like what he brings, and I was very upset with how we utilized, to your point earlier, how we utilized all three of the running backs that were on the roster last year.
Yeah.
If you look at Green Bay, they tend to not rotate too much, which has me excited. So really it's Wright, Gordon, who's the RB2? Because, I thought we would have tried to get something for Jalen Wright. Personally, I think, he has value, not crazy value, but he's young, he's talented,
That speaks more to the running back market than it does to.
Yeah. Well, what about you? I mean, who do you think, if you had to pick one of these guys, who do you think actually comes out of this group as Achane's best complement backup, if you will?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you with Ollie Gordon. I think if they stay true to the Green Bay way, I don't think it's going to matter much because Aaron Jones saw the bulk of the carries forever. And now Josh Jacobs sees the bulk of the carries forever. Like they're not rotating in guys unless the starter needs a breather. So Achane should have plenty of work. But I agree. I mean, Ollie Gordon if you just go and look up Ollie Gordon's stats, they look awful. And the reason is they kept running him in on short yardage situations, which is exactly what he should be used for. But we didn't have an offensive line that could push any defensive line, let alone elite ones. So Gordon would just grab the ball and get hit before he even had a chance to take a step. Ends up with 2.8 yards per carry on the year. But the real thing you need to look at is go watch his highlights because he had a 20-yard breakaway run and a 20-yard breakaway catch. And both of them were absolute things of beauty. Multiple broken tackles. And it just reminded you of the 2023 season that he had in college where, by the way, I looked it up, split the difference. It was 2,100 yards.
Oh, it was. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. That's fine.
It was 1730 on the ground and then another 330 in the air. I just don't. That talent just doesn't go away. Ends up falling to the 6th round of the draft. It's got to put a chip on his shoulder. Listen, he's probably not an elite NFL talent, but he could be very good. And I don't think anybody's going to say David Montgomery is an elite NFL talent, but he's a very, very good running back. Yep. And I think Ollie could really he could be a David Montgomery type.
Yeah, agreed. 100%. 100%. So I guess I'd be curious. Do you think we also carry Wright, or do you think we try to flip them for assets? If as we get to the end of the preseason, there's undoubtedly going to be injuries. Do you think we try to get something for him, or do you think we carry him this year so that the coaching staff can see what we have?
I truly think the most you're going to get for him is a 7th round swap. So it's not even worth it. You might as well just keep him. Yeah. And he's cheap. He's still on his rookie deal.
Facts.
And
cheap. We traded up was it a 2nd round pick or a 3rd round pick for him?
Yeah, but that doesn't count towards his salary.
Well, it makes his salary more.
Yeah.
2nd round picks make more than 7th round pick.
How do you even spell his name? Jalen Wright?
Yeah. WRIGHT.
Salary. Contract. He's making $1 million this year.
Okay. Welcome on board, buddy. Come on down. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, just $1 million for him. It was a 4th round pick. That's why.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Hey, man, more offense. How about the tight end room? This room excites me. I'll be honest. When the Will Kaepernick pick happened in the NFL draft, I hated it. Not to put it lightly, I hated it. It made no sense to me. I know that there was a run on tight ends, but there was so much other talent in the 3rd round or whatever that we took him that I would have rather had than a blocking tight end, which he is. He's a blocking tight end. Let's not make any mistake here. Maybe he'll catch a pass or two, but he's not coming in here to catch passes. Greg Dulcich is coming in to catch passes. He's coming back, which is great. We got Will Kaepernick in there to block, which is great. Ben Sims is also a blocking tight end, so he'll be contributing in those 3 tight end sets. And then we got some wild cards in Seydou Traore and Cole Turner. Seydou, of course, the British player drafted out of the International Pathways program, and Cole Turner, I'll be honest, don't know anything about. So Cole Turner is coming in as a UFA from San Francisco.
Yeah.
So 2 free agents, Ben Sims from Minnesota, Cole Turner from San Francisco. Ben Sims also played in Green Bay, by the way, so there's that Green Bay connection again. 2 rookies, Will Kaepernick and Seydou Traore, And then the returning presence of Greg Dulcich, who didn't get a chance to start for us last year until way late in the year for some
Criminal.
very strange
Fucking
reason.
Criminal.
So the tight end room, as are most of our position rooms, a bit of a mishmash, man. What are you looking to see out of them in training camp? Are you looking at like, oh, Ben Sims versus Will Kaczmarek for the blocking tight end role? Like, are you super into blocking tight ends?
I am actually. I am. And I know it's like, tongue in cheek, but I really am, because I think I was a lot more excited with context for Will Kaczmarek than you were when we drafted him.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think Will Kaczmarek is coming into the NFL as a rookie out of Ohio State with elite level blocking. Not decent, not substantial enough, not good enough. Elite level blocking. I forgot what college he was at before Ohio State. I'm like Ohio, thank you. He caught a lot of balls there. A decent amount of balls for a blocking tight end. So he can do it. Not going to do it at a high level by any stretch, but maybe he surprises us. Who the hell knows? But I do think you have Turner and Hooch in this room. You have Greg Dulcich, who's going to be tight end one, who should be tight end one, who is probably going to lead the team in receptions. If you ask me, I mean, there's a chance, right? I wouldn't be shocked if that was the case.
I'd be a bit surprised, but
you have Will Kaczmarek, and obviously I'm saying that tongue in cheek, but you have Will Kaczmarek who's coming in, who's basically a sixth offensive lineman, and on a team that is going to utilize, hopefully, Achane and Willis, who I don't know if you listen to is it the Draft Network? No, not the Draft. What is it? It's Locked On NFL with Kyle and Joe.
I've fallen so far behind on listening to the other pods. I have to get back into it, but yeah.
No, that's fine. So just for those of you really quick, and it'll help make my point. So obviously Kyle Krabs, most of you should, if you're a Dolphins fan, know he runs Locked On Dolphins. Joe, his friend, runs and colleague runs Locked On Bills. They do a joint show where they do Locked On NFL. They were just talking about the AFC East, and Joe, who's a Bills fan, says that he thinks Miami's going to have 2,000-yard rushers this year. And Joe is not an idiot when it comes to football. He's been accurate and very right on a lot of things. He thinks that both Achane and Malik Willis have the opportunity to be both 1,000-yard rushers, which means we're going to be running big sets, which means Will Kaczmarek in this made up scenario, in this realm of which Joe lives in, is an elite level blocker as a sixth level tight end. So, or a sixth offensive lineman rather. So I'm really excited to see how these two pair together. And do we go heavy? Do we run two tight end sets? And what does that look like on play actions with Malik Willis's athletic running ability? Like, there's so much to like about those two players. And then do we carry a third? Is it Ben Sims, who you love, right? If I'm not, is it Ben Sims that you like a lot?
Traore is who I'm going to.
Oh, Traore.
Really talk about, yeah.
Yeah, and I'll leave it there and I'll shut up. But this tight end room, I think, is going to surprise a lot of people. Is all I'm saying.
I mean, to answer the question we have in the show notes, this is a room of role players. I think absolutely yes. Dulcich played 10 games last year. He had 26 catches. While we remember him fondly because we were desperate for any sort of production last year, he wasn't exactly blowing up the stat sheets. He is probably our best receiving tight end. I think Kaczmarek and Sims, they are in a battle for the lead blocking tight end. That will be a very important position on this team because, like you mentioned, 2,000-yard rushers is certainly in the cards if they choose to reduce Achane's workload. But I think the real story here is Seydou Traore. I think we're going to hear a lot about him in the training camp. I think there's going to be a lot of write-ups on him. I think everybody's intrigued by him. The first international pathways player to be drafted, I think, is going to be a very big deal.
Is it England, right? Is it England?
England, yeah.
Yeah.
And he's just a raw receiving talent. This is not a man who's going to block anybody, maybe not even you or me. But he reminds me, and I've brought this up before, he reminds me a little bit of the Marcus Colston experience down in New Orleans, where they got a really raw guy out of college and they tried him at receiver and he was okay. And then they put him at tight end and they were like, ooh,
wait a minute.
pretty good.
Wait a minute.
Pretty good. And this was along the same times where they had Jimmy Graham. Remember, Jimmy Graham absolutely destroying the world back then.
Yeah.
There's just something about this Traore kid. This is the perfect time to see what he's got. His football knowledge, his football IQ, like his ability to pick up everything that is required of you as let's face it, one of the harder positions in the league at tight end. You have to know blocking assignments, receiving assignments. You are the guy who's in motion most of the time. Like the tight end knows almost as much about the offense as the quarterback. So
agreed.
That's where like it's
how much time do you think he sees?
In like training camp, a ton.
Yeah. I mean, do you think he gets run with the first team, the second team, and the third team? He being Traore. Or do you
only because I think everybody does, to be honest.
That's fair.
I think they try to mix and match everybody throughout training camp. Do I think that we'll see him with the ones in preseason? Well, wouldn't that be a freaking treat? No, but
I mean, you never know, right?
If we do, he is way ahead of expectations.
Yeah.
Because I do fully believe, because he is a free practice squad player, that's the intention here.
Well, so let me ask you questions. So if in the preseason, I know we're talking about training camp, but let's fast forward to the preseason for this specific player. So let's say he runs with the twos, right? So it's Quinn Ewers, insert offensive linemen and wide receivers. He's going against second, third, fourth string players, whoever we're playing. And he has a really good preseason.
Yeah.
Like let's say he has a 100-yard game.
Yeah, I mean, he has to at least make the roster then at that point.
You think so? That was my question.
So.
Do you think that given the talent that he's playing against, do you think that still elevates him to an active roster spot? Or do you think he's a guaranteed bona fide practice squad player for year one, irregardless of what he does?
I mean, it's more than likely that, but like as we've talked about, though, it's hard to say because we don't like their play on the field is such a small percentage of like what determines that they're going to make the team, right? And like so even if he goes and balls out, it still may not guarantee that he makes the team. So that's a cop-out answer, but it's the truth, right?
No, it's the truth. Yeah, I don't think that's a cop-out answer at all.
Like I do think because of the talent he's going to be playing against, I think he should go out there and ball out. Like if he's as athletic and as talented of a receiver as they say he can be, he should be able to go out there and make some plays as a receiving tight end who, especially in the preseason, our quarterbacks, I mean, that's all they do is throw to the tight end because they're getting bum rushed immediately, even though you're not supposed to blitz during the preseason. Teams don't seem to follow that.
Agreed. 100%.
So I'm excited about this. I know I'm excited about Seydu. I don't know why. Like it's probably unearned excitement at this point. And I'm probably excited for a guy who's going to end up on the practice squad anyways.
And that's okay, dude. That's okay.
We got the Darren Waller experience. We got like a small taste of what it's like to have an athletic tight end last year. It's a little tiny bit.
It went well.
Give a mouse a breadcrumb here, sort of thing. And it's like, God, I'm longing for that now. Like I'm just longing for an athletic.
How nice it must have been to have like fucking Kittle for his whole career, right? Or fucking Kelsey,
yeah.
Right.
Or Zach Ertz and then roll out into Dallas Goedert. Like,
it's like, ugh.
How poor you've had it up there in
like,
Philly.
Meanwhile, we're like, hey, the first international player, Traore, we're super pumped about fucking showing us something. Yeah. There are levels to this shit, fellas.
That being said, I do think the Ben Sims and Kakmeric competition is real for blocking tight end. For 1 versus 2. I truly believe the tight end room is going to be Dolce, Kaczmarek, and Sims.
Yeah.
With Traore.
So you think we carry 3?
Yeah.
I'll be real curious. I mean, there's a lot of, this team is so bad. Purposefully bad. Like, we know it's bad. This isn't a shock to anyone, or it shouldn't be at least. That there are a lot of these position rooms, we've talked about it, where we're just like, dude, there's a couple good little things going on here. Like that I'm excited. Not because they're star players in the making, but because for us, it's who's the number 1 blocking tight end. Like that's what we have to get excited about.
But that's the thing. That's what I always wonder. It's like, do you want to keep Ben Sims and have like an average guy playing at tight end who can like block here and there, or do you want to put Traore on the roster and just see what he can do? Like stick him out there. Like that's how these guys are made. They're not made by sitting in the meeting rooms and sitting on practice fields and like they're made because a coach had the balls to put him out there on the field when he wasn't supposed to.
Mississippi State, baby. Yep. I will say this from a physical standpoint, Traore should be on a starting five. Jesus. Starting 53. Yeah. I think what's going to really drive his ability to make an active roster, whether it's to start or to come off the practice squad to an active roster, is how fast can he learn the playbook and how fast can he digest the playbook. And if he can do that, which I'm not saying he can't, I don't know much about his mental capacity because I haven't done a lot of research on him other than the stuff we did when we drafted him. But from a physicality standpoint, from a physical standpoint, fuck, he was like made in a lab, dude.
6'4", 235. I'm sure he'll bulk up to around 250. I mean, that's a big human being, and he runs fast. He ran like a 4.4 something, I think, at the combine or at his pro day or whatever it was. I'm excited for him. All right, we have to move off of tight end. Why did we talk so long about tight end? Who the hell knows? We're excited about him. All right, another position where I don't want to say I'm excited about this position. I'm not, but a position that is in a competition in training camp, and we talked about semi recently, is the edge room. Specifically edge rushers on the roster, of which can be many, depending how you look at them. But as it stands right now, Chop Robinson appears to at least, perhaps, maybe, have the number one edge rusher spot locked up.
Asterisk.
Let's just throw him in here, too. We need edge rushers. We need edge rushers badly. Our edge rushers, the two most productive edge rushers we had, one was traded away and one left and went to the Bills last year. So the edge rushing room is arguably the worst position on the entire roster, which is saying something given that this roster is stripped down to naked at this point.
Yep.
So Josh Uche and David Ajabo are the free agent darlings that come in and are expected to earn playing time immediately, but we'll see what happens there. Trey Moore comes in as a rookie, drafted in the 4th round, the back half of the 4th round. And Cameron Good is our dynamo special teamer that got a little tiny bit of run to start at the end of last year because the team was dead. So Chop needs some help, man. Chop is probably going to be the edge one, let's be honest. How do you see this edge competition playing out? I know that you're super pumped for Ajabo.
I am.
But, like, given that they can't blitz really because of the red shirts, how do you see this working out for these guys in training camp?
It's really gonna. I want to see who, and I'm kind of repeating the question in a non-question format because I'm very curious to see who rises to the occasion. You have, to your point, you have two veterans, not star veterans by any stretch, Josh Uche and David Ajabo, but both have shown flashes at other teams. Specifically, Uche, who was with the Patriots, and I think was it rookie season or his second year, we had like 10
year,
sacks,
I think, get 11 and a half
sacks.
sacks. Yeah.
So he can clearly do it, and
he hasn't done it since, but he has done it.
Not even close. And to me, I'd say, and I know it's so easy to take this route because it's the player you don't know anything about, but I'm excited to see what Trey Moore does. Trey Moore coming out of Texas, if I'm not mistaken, in the draft, is a player that I am very excited about. Not because, again, I think he's going to be some elite level player by any stretch. We got to steal in the draft. Trey Moore to me is the 10-year veteran that, and that's so arbitrary, but insert random year veteran that is not a star, but is good enough to contribute, gets you like 5 to 8 sacks a year, has 1 or 2 years where he blows up to 11 for whatever reason, and is just consistent. And I crave consistency on this team because we haven't had it. And I'm 40. I've been a Dolphins fan my whole life. I don't know if we've ever had consistency. You know what I mean? And so if we can find one player out of this group of 5, and I'm throwing Chop in there, to just be consistent, whatever level you're at, just be consistent. I don't want to see a game where you have 2.5 sacks and then you have 3 games where you don't do shit. And then you have another game where you have 1 sack, and then you go another game with nothing, or where you have 10 penalties or whatever. If you're a 5 sack a year guy, I want to see a sack every 3 games. I think I did quick math. That's dangerous to do this live on the show.
You're close
Whatever.
enough that nobody's going to care.
Perfect. You know, and I want to see someone, whether that's Uche, whether that's Jabo, whether that's Trey Moore, or Cam Good for that matter, that can complement what Chop doesn't do well. Because what do we know about Chop? And we have to go into this thinking Chop's edge one. Right? He's got first round. He's a first round draft pick. He showed some really good stuff his rookie year. He showed okay stuff last year. New coaching staff, defensive-minded head coach, really good with edges. Worked with a very good one in Green Bay last year. Edge linebacker, hybrid.
You think Micah's really good?
I'm
kidding. Micah's fantastic. I'm about to get.
And I'm not comparing Chop Robinson to Micah Parsons whatsoever.
I just heard you do that actually. Though.
I didn't. I've done a lot of stupid shit on this show. That is not one of them. But I will say, like, you have to assume that Chop is. Well, we kind of need you, Chop, to take the next step. So then who's going to stand on the other side and complement you? Chop is good at speed rushers, first step, bend, athletic ability, and getting to the quarterback. We need somebody that's going to set the edge, that's going to push the pocket, make the quarterback or the play go towards Chop, or vice versa, is going to be able to hold and statue on the edge to clean up when Chop rushes the quarterback and makes him scramble to the other side. And I'll be really curious to see who it is. I don't know who. I don't have a name. I don't have a gut feeling about who I think it's going to be, but it's going to be one of these four. I can
whoever makes Patrick Paul look the most silly in training camp, really. I mean, right? Like,
yeah.
Whoever can get past the big man on the left side the most, will be making the most noise.
And I will be curious. Where do you think? I mean, do you think that because there are teams that say, okay, Chop or insert player, you're going to rush always on the right side. You're going to rush always on the left. Or do you think that they flip-flop?
I'm a fan. Like, people were so critical of Michael Strahan when he got the sack record because the Giants moved him to the weak side all the time. I'm a big fan of that, man. If you got one guy who is really, really good at rushing the passer and then some other guys who are just role players, why would you not move your really good pass rusher to the weak side every time? And I don't give a shit. If they rotate a guy to block you, you fucking rotate your ass to the other side.
Yep.
How many times do we see it where like the three linemen shift to the right because the edge rusher's coming around?
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm very curious. And it's so hard to have these conversations with enough context because we don't have context. Like, we don't even know. Like, we said it earlier. We said it last show. We've said it a million times. We don't even know what kind of defense they're running.
Yeah.
Right.
We'll find out soon.
We will. Real soon.
But yeah, I think the edge rusher room is like what I said above, and I'll probably say it for the next group too. Like, give me these guys against our best offensive linemen and who beats them the most.
Yep.
Right? And if none of them beat him ever, we are in some serious trouble.
Yeah. I mean, do you have a gut feeling about
Paul, I think you're great, but these guys should beat you at least once.
I mean, do you have a gut feeling about any of these guys that's not named Chop Robinson?
I want it to be Trey Moore, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Because I don't give a shit if Uche is good. I don't give a shit if Ajabo's good. You've had 4 years already in this fucking league, Ajabo. And Uche, you've had like 7.
Yeah.
Like, you've had your chance.
Yeah.
Trey Moore, stand up, bro. Like, get it done.
Will a real Trey Moore please stand up?
It won't be Trey Moore. Thank you. Like, I don't think it will be. I don't know. This maybe the staff surprises me, but I've seen this time and time again where staff comes in and they just put the veterans in.
Yeah. Well, but that's when you, as a rookie, Trey Moore, in this scenario, you got to make it so they can't.
Yeah. Right. Don't make mistakes. I think coaches are truly more likely to play rookies if they've shown an ability not to make mistakes.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. Yep.
It's when you go out there, Ethan Bonner, and get burnt play after play after play on the same exact play, by the way, that you get benched. I think it was Jason Marshall he got benched for.
It was. And a good thing that he did, because Jason Marshall ended up being pretty damn good.
I can't believe we're at our last battle already, because this is so much fun to talk about that we had to cut out a few. I'm so sorry to the safeties and to the interior defensive line.
You guys were on the list.
We cut you from this lineup. So if you are a player on one of those groups and you're watching this show, first of all, thank you.
Thank you. I'm on the show.
But yeah, second of all, sorry, because we cut you from this episode.
Cut it out. All right.
Let's talk wide receivers. I know you put wide receiver 3 and 4 on here. I don't think there's even a wide receiver 1 and fucking 2 at this point. I'm talking wide receiver. Who are the wide receivers, man? Who is catching footballs from Malik Willis? And I know like the national media is that this huge like thing. Like, I can't believe they did this to Malik, as if this motherfucker didn't know that he was running into this situation. Come on, let's be honest.
Yeah,
the Dolphins gave him $45 million guaranteed. That's why he's here. Okay.
Yeah. He knew it was going to be a multi-year
Right.
plan here, buddy. Yeah.
And he knew that they were trading Jalen. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, that's criminal. But
so, like,
what kills me
who
is that we
gonna-
traded Jalen, and with the asset we traded the wide receiver for, we picked the fucking. Didn't we pick
we took. I think we took. Did we take Jacob with that one? Rodriguez? Or no, we took Chris Johnson, right? We had the 30th pick. Yeah. And we traded up to 27 and we took Chris Johnson. Yeah.
Yep.
So we took a guy to cover him with the pick that we got for him.
Yep.
And he ain't going to be able to cover him.
He's not going to be here.
I don't know if we played Denver.
So what's your question here? So I know I have it as wide receiver 3, wide receiver 4 conversation, but let's talk wide receivers.
Let's talk wide receivers, man, because we need a wide receiver to do something. We need a wide receiver to have a really good rapport with Malik Willis. I don't even care if they're the most talented wide receiver. We've seen time and time again that the receiver with the best rapport is the receiver that gets the job done, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that Julian Edelman was the best wide receiver in the NFL? I don't. But him and Tom Brady had such a good rapport that he was made into the best wide receiver in the NFL. Like, you can make guys really good if you are on the same page on a consistent basis.
Mm-hmm.
I need at least one of these guys to step up. I don't care if it's Tolbert, Atwell, or Washington, the veterans, or if it's Caleb Douglas or Chris Bell, or what's the other rookie's name? I'm forgetting.
The Campbell.
Coleman.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I don't care if it's Tolbert, Atwell, or Washington as the veterans, or Bell, Douglas, or Coleman as the rookies. I do not care. It could be Taj Washington for all I care. Somebody needs to build an incredible rapport with Malik so that they can become a trusted guy for him to go to, regardless of if they're open or not, right? Like, he needs a guy that he can be like, I am about to get my ass kicked. I need to throw it up. And know that that guy's going to do whatever's necessary for that play, whether it's knock it down out of a defender's hand, catch it, whatever. Like, that's what I'm looking for when we start looking at these guys in training camp. Like, who's regularly getting Malik's eye in a 7-on-7 drills?
Yeah, and it's tough because my answer to that question is injured right now. My favorite
wide already.
Well, Chris Bell.
Oh, Chris Bell, right?
Yeah,
he's coming into it injured.
Yep. So my favorite wide receiver in this room is Chris Bell.
Yeah.
I think a healthy Chris Bell is a top of the first round wide receiver. And we got him in round 3. Right?
Yeah.
Round 3, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
Whatever. It's round 3 or 4, but I'm pretty sure it was 3. That would,
3. Yep.
Yeah, that would be my pick. Because where Tutu Atwell is good, and who's the other one we brought in?
Jalen
Tolbert, good.
Good though.
Just good, barely.
They're like the Patriots receivers that they used to pick up to surround Edelman with.
Yes.
Like, we need to put somebody else out there.
Yeah. Yeah, and then Caleb Douglas is the big, flashy wide receiver that is very hot and cold from a take standpoint. Like some of us really like him, some of us really hate him. This show, it's a kind of a lukewarm feeling on Caleb Douglas, and please prove us wrong. Texas Tech rookie, put up. I mean, you go watch his college film and you're salivating, but I just don't get a feeling, right?
I don't see the talent translating in the way that our GM and his staff did.
I mean, they were
so pumped.
They were more excited about him than I think anyone we drafted.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know. Like, yay. I fucking hope I'm wrong.
I hope so too, because we got nobody else in this room.
But I will say
this room is depressing to talk about.
Well, I don't know what this means. So please don't shoot the messenger. I'm just sharing what I've heard. on social media and podcasts and on ESPN and NFL Network. And
Sure.
Keon Coleman apparently is a sleeper pick to be a successful rookie.
I've heard that a lot in the national media too.
Yeah,
That's
both in the return
yeah.
game and in the receiving game, not just on special teams.
I've heard he's like a better Malik, essentially. I mean,
yes.
Like,
and we collectively, we love Malik.
Yeah.
But I will say this, and I don't know where you sit with this, and I'm be real curious to hear of the names that we have in this room. Who is the one guy that you're like, you're gonna be Willis's safety blanket? I think it's Chris Bell. Unfortunately, Chris Bell is injured. It has to be.
Yeah, it has
6'2", fast as hell. He's like 210 or 220 or something stupid.
I think there's a chance it's Coleman before Bell comes back, though.
It could be. It really will. It could be.
The problem is Tutu, Malik, and Coleman are, if they're not the same player, they're really similar players.
Pretty close. Yeah.
And why do we need 3 of them, first of all? And
how
second
many
of all,
wide receivers do you think we carry? 6? 5 or 6? I'm going to look it up.
I mean, at minimum 5.
Here,
I think that the 3 veterans are going to stick. I think Kevin Coleman it's depending who you ask, Coleman is the sleeper or a cut candidate. And it's like, that's the stories I'm reading out there are so opposite 6. They're so opposite ends of the spectrum. Like I'm reading a story one week about how Kevin Coleman is the sleeper of the draft. Dolphins got the diamond in the rough.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next week I see a story that Kevin Coleman's probably not even going to make the roster.
Yeah.
And it's like, holy crap. I get
which
it. He's which is it? I get it. He's a 5th round rookie.
Mm-hmm.
13 rookies. Do all of them make the team? Not likely. Coleman just has to be better than Atwell and Malik, in my opinion. I say just as if that's easy. It's not, because they both have veteran experience.
Yeah. I mean, who do you think between Tutu and who's the other one we signed? I'm never
Tolbert. Yeah, you cannot remember Tolbert's name.
I can't. I don't know why. Who do you think of those? Do you think one or both of those make the roster? And who do you think?
Both do.
And who do you think really is the better of the two? Like, who do you, at the end of the season?
Mm-hmm. Tolbert.
Yeah.
Here's the thing with Tutu. I really like Tutu, and I really want him to be more than he is.
Mm-hmm.
But he is a one-trick pony, and that trick is running really fast down the sideline. They drafted Caleb Douglas to do that.
Yeah.
And Caleb Douglas is taller.
Much taller.
Yeah. So, like, if Douglas is a step slower than Tutu, but has 4 or 5 inches on him,
mm-hmm.
I feel like you got to go with Douglas on that.
Yeah.
Maybe they surprise. Maybe I don't like everybody and their mother's giving this receiving room no chance. And I want to find a reason to give them a chance. But I'm really struggling to even come up with nice things to say.
It's a bunch of role players, bro. Like, let's be very candid about this. This is a bunch of role players. I think of all of them, Douglas and Bell have a chance to be a very good wide receiver 2. Like a Jalen Waddle level wide receiver 2 is the ceiling for these guys.
It's very similar to my opinion on the other positions, is that if we are going to be bad anyways,
put the rookies in.
Why not just put the rookies in?
Yep.
Like, Bell's not ready, so you're going to have at least one veteran out there to be a security blanket for Malik. And there's going to be people out there say it's not fair to Malik. He's paid $45 million. Shut up with your fucking not fair argument.
And don't forget,
don't care.
None of these wide receivers are wide receiver 1 because Achane is probably wide receiver 1. And I would argue, that Dolchich is point. I would argue that Dolchich is wide receiver 2. If I'm being honest,
it's a great point. I mean, Achane last year, 67 catches. He's passing 100 this year. Easy.
Yeah. I mean, how many receiving yards did he have? Do you have it open?
488 last year.
I mean, am I crazy to think that he could have over 600 yards receiving?
Do you think he'll be a 1,000 guy?
I think he has the ability to be.
Yeah. I don't know if they give it to him enough in the receiving game. Like, they don't let him run routes like McCaffrey does. He gets the dump off.
We don't know. Honestly,
I guess we don't know. Yeah,
we have no idea. They might run him into the ground. We have a little
bit of idea. We know Slowick from Houston.
Yeah.
But That's a good point. Achane likely is going to be the leading receiver, and the whole thing is that we talked about this in the playmaker episode too. Is that we always want to say that there needs to be like 3 really good receivers, but the odds are like quarterbacks can only support two tops, like really good stat lines. I mean, unless you're an elite guy like Burrow, who seems to get Gesicki and Higgins and chase the ball
All look at 1,000 yards.
1,000 yards each. That's so rare, though. You know, like even like when it was Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua side by side, like one of them got ousted because it's just not.
Yep.
It's too hard to support 2 elite receivers. We don't have any, but you know, we need one of Tolbert. We need one of any of these guys to have like 750 yards.
So here's my prediction. Okay, I think Achane is going to be what probably from a stat standpoint, wide receiver 1 from a reception target share standpoint.
It's gonna be 1 or 2, yeah,
1 or 2. And I think it's a toss up between Caleb Douglas at the beginning of the season, Caleb Douglas and Greg Dulcich for whoever's 2 and 3 in the hierarchy of receiving. That's just my gut. And I think as soon as Chris Bell comes back, give it a week or 2, Chris Bell's taken. It's Caleb Douglas and Chris Bell on the field. Insert one of the other guys as the third option. And who knows? Let's see what happens.
Yeah, last year Achane was our wide receiver 2 with 488 yards.
Terrifying.
But again, was our wide receiver 1 with 910, by the way.
But again, here are the wide receivers we had last year. We had 6 of them. We had Tyreek Hill, we had Jalen Waddle, and then it's a steep drop off. Malik Washington, Westbrook Achane, DS Gridge, and Taj Washington. So, we don't have a Tyreek Hill, we don't have a Jalen Waddle, but we do have 3 promising rookies to the best of our knowledge.
Yeah, I want to see the rookies. I'm real hopeful for Caleb Douglas, man. I'm like that. There's a lot of these guys who, like Chris Johnson, right? We're kind of down on it. Kaczmarek, I was down on. Like Douglas, I was down on. And I was mostly up on this draft, so it kind of seems like I'm being down on the draft, but I wasn't. Like it's just these 3 guys in particular.
Well, not for nothing, Jacob Rodriguez and Kyle Lewis really make any draft look fucking stellar. So,
and once we got to know Kaden Proctor a little bit too, I was really happy about that pick.
Same.
But Caleb Douglas, it's our most watched video lately because I found that image of him in a photo shoot who looks like he wears lipstick. So shout out to you guys who clicked on the video just because you saw Caleb Douglas wearing lipstick.
Yeah, we only say that because it was in the comments. But again, but we said it when we drafted or after the draft. If Chris Bell and Caleb Douglas were swapped, we would have 0 problem with where Caleb Douglas was drafted.
Do you think he starts at wide receiver 1 given the hype for him?
Douglas?
Yeah.
No, I think he's wide receiver 2 to start.
He's got the chance though. Who's the wide receiver 1?
I don't know. One of the 3 veterans.
Well, you have to choose the 3 starting receivers right now.
Right now, I go in no order: Tutu, Caleb, and Malik.
Did I go Tolbert, Caleb, and Malik? And I think the Malik and Tutu are rotational players.
Yeah, I mean, I just think Malik does all of the middle of the field stuff really well. The short routes, the end cuts. Tutu does the straight line speed really well, and that's about it. And Caleb Douglas does everything in between, in the middle of the field and in the 50-50 balls. I mean,
I think Tolbert's a really good mid-range receiver. That's why I put him in there.
Yeah, fair. And I'm okay with that. Like, I'd be okay with that. But I think as soon as Chris Bell comes back, one of Tutu or Malik are out of the rotation. If I'm putting money on it.
Let us know in the comments who your most exciting training camp battles are. Training camp starts July 21st for rookies, July 28th for the veterans. There's open practices from August 2nd to August 20th. So if you're in the 305, get over to the something Baptist something and check out the Dolphins. Yeah.
Something. I have one question.
You know where it is.
I have one more question before we log off for you and in the chat. One name.
Oh, I was going to ask you this. It's not even a thing. That's great minds think alike.
Yep. We've been doing this a while. We know each other. One name. You have to give me one name at any position, whether we talked about them or I don't give a shit. He's on the 91 man roster. Who is the one player that you were locked in on the entire training camp and going into the preseason?
Kyle Lewis, easy peasy. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Jacob Rodriguez.
Jacob, both
Yeah.
defense. That's fucking weird.
If Chris Bell was healthy, it would be Chris Bell by a long shot over everyone. Not because he's my favorite player on the team, but because he is in a room that is like a lot of the rooms, ironically enough, that is wide open. But
yeah,
Jacob
I think mine's Kyle Lewis, and I don't think. Obviously, I really like him, really do. But I think even if I didn't, it's just because I'm curious where he's going to play.
Yeah,
lined up at linebacker most in college, drafted as a safety according to like what they put on the card. Where is he playing?
Yeah. And for me, the reason it's Jacob Rodriguez is because I think Jacob Rodriguez has defensive rookie of the year written all over him.
Stud.
I mean,
stud, bro.
Him and Brooks are going. If he pans out 80% of what I think he's going to be and what we talked about and what everyone around the league says he's going to be, he's going to be he's going to go down in the rafters. Like that's
we didn't talk quarterback, but Malik Willis or Quinn Ewers.
For what?
Who starts?
Oh, Malik.
Yeah. I know it seems like an obvious, but we do have fans in our comments who think
That's
that
crazy.
Quinn has a chance. Huh?
I think Malik is going to surprise a lot of people. I said when we did before he was, I have to hang my hat on this because I'm very excited about this. We did you have 8 moves to fix the Dolphins before free agency started. What was my very first pick?
You took Malik. He's actually he was on the thumbnail for that that episode. Yeah.
I am elated with the Malik pick. I think people are sleeping on him from his time in Tennessee and have very tunnel vision when it comes to him. I think he has a lot of things at the quarterback room that we have never had. Now, I'm not saying he's going to be generational by any stretch, but
we're going to fall into the trap again. Like, remember how many wins we gave them in our first schedule? Because we're going to do another schedule breakdown.
I think I gave them 4 or 5.
We gave them like 5 or 6. I'm just feeling it already. The excitement's coming already. They're going to be up to 7 or 8 by the time we do this next.
Fuck it.
I mean, that's going to be nuts.
They're going to AFC champions, baby.
We're going to have one really good preseason game. We're going to be like, oh my God, we're going to a Super Bowl.
Joe Burrow, move over, bitch.
We get sucked in every year. Yeah. It's gonna happen again. I can't wait.
It won't. I will not let myself do it. Not again.
I can't wait.
Not today, Satan.
Gonna have them beating the Bills twice all of a sudden. Yeah. This is gonna be mayhem.
And I'll make an argument. No, I'm kidding.
As you can probably tell, we're really excited for training camp. We're really excited for the season to come. The offseason has been actually magnificent, Josh. I appreciate you, buddy. We've done a lot of work this offseason in our very limited time we've had to work on this, honestly. So shout out to you for all the things you've done.
Right back at you, buddy.
Listen, the offseason's been fun. I would absolutely say I'm excited for next offseason too, because I'm terrified of this season. But can't wait to dive into live shows. The next time we chat, we will be live July 29th. I think we're doing preseason preview or something like that.
Yep. Preseason preview, 29th.
29th preseason preview.
Fucking insane.
We're recording this on the 13th, by the way. So that's still 2 weeks. There's still 16 days away from when we're recording. But when you see this episode, it's only 7 days away. So crazy. This episode goes live July 22nd. We will be live July 29th.
That's nuts. Can't wait, dude. I'm so excited to go live again, man. I miss all of our fans, all of our kind of regular chatters and stuff. It's going to be so much fun.
It's going to be fire. A few more tweaks coming to the show in terms of the layout. The website's getting updated with the roster and schedule, depth chart, things of that nature. We'll kind of clean up all the off-season stuff and do a nice little bow. Also, the YouTube channel, you'll see the playlist for the off-season kind of get faded out. They'll still be there, but not on our homepage. And you'll start to see the regular season stuff appear. Yeah,
shorts will start coming back on a regular basis now. Yep. Now that we're going live again, it's going to be real fun to get back into that. It's been a while. It's been busy.
It's going to be fire, dude. Can't wait for it. Thank you all so much for watching. If you're not subscribed yet, we're at 207 right now. Thank you, all of you 207 people who have subscribed to the channel. We're looking to get to 250 by August 11th so we can give away this goddamn jersey already. We've been trying to give it away so many times. Nobody wants it. Get us to 250 so we can give away the jersey. We will appreciate you so much. I feel like that goal's not that lofty, Josh. What do you think?
Really not. No, we're close, man. We're close. We just need a spike. Tell your friends, tell your family.
We need
Subscribe.
one of these videos to blow up, so make it happen.
There you go.
Appreciate you all so much. For Josh, a.k.a. Aqua Ace, over here to my left, I'm Anthony Pinzone. This is the 305 Gridiron. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, live next time. Fins up, baby.